Hello, welcome to our EFT session today. So it's lovely to have you join, whether you're joining live or you're watching back at your own pace. So today we're going to focus on a topic that I think is really exciting, really important, and really close to my heart. So we're going to be looking at self-belief and empowerment. And I'm sure that you're here today because that resonates with you as well. So before we go into, the details of the session, I just want to set the scene a little bit and to tell you a bit about EFT. I'll do a really sort of basic introduction because some of you may have shared with me before, but just an overview for the new people as well. And it's always good to get a reminder, isn't it? So my name is Stella and I am an advanced emotional freedom technique, shortened to EFT, tapping practitioner. I'm also a trainer, so I train other people in using the technique. And what it is it's a mind body therapy. It's also known as an energy psychology, and it's also a self care tool. So it's a tool that we can use in our daily life to help find more calm, self acceptance, to help manage stress, and to help with things like confidence and empowerment. So the tool works in a way that we tap around points on the body. So that's obviously the body element. We're helping energy to move and shift around our system, kind of like acupuncture or acupressure. So we're helping the energy move around the meridians like water. We want it to flow nice and clearly. And if there's an issue around something like confidence and these beliefs that we hold about ourselves and about our life, we can also see that in the lens of energy in Chinese medicine, which would be that, you know, there's a blockage in our system. So we are suppressing and tightening a certain area. We're holding back because we don't believe in ourselves. Maybe we've got messages along the way that have really got this energy stuck in our system, our mind, and our body, such as somebody making us feel that we're not worthy, we're less than. I'm sure that everybody can understand, what it's like to receive those messages, to be bullied. Sometimes it can seem harmless, and sometimes it can be really obvious bullying. We all have our different experiences of what might have knocked us personally in terms of our beliefs and feeling disempowered. So with EFT, we're going to help to get that flow. We're going to help that energy to move through for you. We'll explore maybe some emotions that might be attached to that. With EFT, we really want to get across that energy is emotions. Sorry, we want to get across that really it's about getting the motion. So emotions are energy in motion. And when that energy gets stuck, that's when we have issues. So emotions aren't good or bad, we just want them to flow. And whilst we tap today, we're going to say a few things. So we bring in the mind. That's where we have the combination of the two. Using cognitive statements, addressing, the focus today, we're going to help unhook some of these stuck old beliefs and patterns in the psyche and the mind. We're going to help to calm the amygdala, so reduce stress, and that's going to really help with the healing process. And it's also like a shifting. So we're talking about beliefs. Beliefs can be really deep, really rooted into our past, these ideas we have about ourselves and the world, but they are just beliefs. And a huge part of EFT and the other modalities I share, like hypnotherapy and NLP, is we live our life like it's this fixed map, and we live as if these beliefs are factual, but they're not. They're things that have evolved. They're not truths. They feel true to us, and we live our lives like they are. Like these beliefs, are real about ourselves, whether that's that we are stupid or not good enough, and we get things wrong. We might not be, we don't fit in, we can't do this. We're not somebody that has, success, for example, whatever success means to you. So we're going to support you to just get a bit curious and to play with that today, and to boost up some of these more empowering beliefs. Okay, so I love showing EFT. If you've been here before, you'll know that I love EFT. And what I'll do today is I'll help you to get more confident with tapping. We're going to ground, so we'll do a little bit of grounding and mindfulness, so we're as calm as we can be as we go into the process. And really, you just need to sit back and take instruction and follow with me. So if you've never done this before and you are a bit maybe nervous, then that's okay. You might be skeptical, and that's okay too. I welcome all of that. Just it's really great to give something new a go. Okay, so all you need is some water, ideally, or maybe a tea or a coffee, but something to keep you hydrated, ideally water, because you're going to be talking and we're going to be moving energy. And also, you don't need it, but it might be helpful just to have some paper and a pen, because sometimes things come up and you might want to take notes if you'd like to do some more tapping later, or to do some further work around your empowerment and beliefs that you want. And we're going to do some visualization today to help you move closer towards this empowered version of you, the way you'd like to be. So hopefully that sounds really good and you're as excited as I am. So as I said, to begin, we're going to do a bit of grounding. So for this, it's ideal to close your eyes if you feel safe and comfortable. So we're going to place one hand on the heart, on the chest, and one on the belly. And we're going to start by taking some nice deep breaths. These breaths will be in through the nose, and we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to have a nice long out breath. But as we breathe out, we're going to make the sound voo. So it's a v sound. Voo. We're doing that because it helps to calm the system. We're sending this healing vibration. It's all really good to ground and relax us. So breathing in together. Hold. Sometimes you might notice a catch in the throat. It might go up or down. That's a good sign. It means you're clearing any blocked energy that might be around here. So again, we're going to breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. Hold. And breathe out. And try and really soften and let go as you breathe out with that sound. In. Hold. And out. And do one more by yourself. Okay, perfect. So keeping your eyes closed, if that's okay. And I want you to bring your focus and your attention into the really subtle things that you can notice about the room around you. So what temperature is it? And how does that temperature feel on your skin? Is it cool, warm? And I want you to notice any sounds that you can hear. So there might be sounds outside, like passing cars, people, or it might be in the room around you. Sometimes when it's really quiet, we can hear a sense of like a buzzing silence, maybe. Good. And now I want you to really focus in on your body and the sensations of the positioning of your hands and your feet. So if you're seated, if you're in a chair, or if you're lying down, whatever your position, just really notice what that feels like. So how the chair or the bed or the sofa feels underneath you, and where you feel it on your body, so that point of contact. And now I want you to focus in on your shoulders, your neck, your upper arms, and invite them to soften a few percent. So you might take a few of those breaths, and with your out breath, just soften the shoulders. Maybe soften your tummy. And remember, it's just a few percent. You don't need to soften huge amounts, relax huge amounts to feel the benefit. Just a little bit at a time is perfect. It's enough to show your system that change is possible, that it is a possibility for you to feel relaxed. We just need to remind ourselves and reminding our body and our mind how to relax and let go a few percent at a time is really expansive. It's really productive. It's really good. Okay. So if at any point throughout this session you feel a bit overwhelmed, you have emotions come up, you might feel a bit unsettled. If that happens for you, then I encourage you to do what you need to do. So you might want to pause and you can return to those mindfulness grounding tools that we just used. So you can become aware of what you can hear, what you can feel. You can list 5 things that you can see around you in the room. These will be really good to help ground you, but you can also always go away and come back. So this is the beauty of these sessions. You can watch them back later if you need to. So just make sure that you feel comfortable, that this is a good space for you today. Okay. So what we'll do in this session is we'll begin by acknowledging some of the stickier, more difficult things around, feeling disempowered and not believing in ourselves, because it's really important, I think, to acknowledge that, how it affects us. And then when we've acknowledged it and cleared a bit of those blockages in our system, we'll bring in some more positive affirmations, some more uplifting beliefs and possibilities. And if at that stage you might feel resistance or you're not quite there, that's okay. It's really okay to be wherever you are with this topic today. And again, you can always pause and come back. You could do some more tapping and repeat the rounds by pausing me and going over some of the earlier stuff if you're watching this back. There are ways to make it work for you on a really personal level. But remember that we are just bringing in a possibility of having more empowerment. So just open to that idea. Even just a few percent of bringing that in will make a shift and a difference potentially for us. All right. Okay. So I want you to just retune back in. So we're going to start tapping on the outside of the hand in just a moment, but we want to be as much in the body as we can when we do this. So remember, we're connecting the mind and the body. This is about being as present as we can be. And we're going to start tapping the outside of the hand and taking those nice deep breaths throughout this session, throughout tapping, helping all the energy to move and circulate. And I'm going to use some general terms, and I want you to follow me, but also to shift and change the wording if you want to for yourself in the comfort of your own home. You can say whatever you want to. If my language doesn't quite suit you, then adjust it. There's no right or wrong. The main thing is that it works for your personal situation, how you feel and think. And repeat after me. Even though I don't feel empowered, I'd like to believe in myself more. And sometimes I don't. Right now, I'm going to try to accept this about myself. Sometimes it's difficult. Even though I don't always believe in myself. Sometimes I have these doubts. Sometimes I feel small, disempowered. So you can use whatever words, however you feel. Fill in those blanks, make sure that it's personal to you. And repeat. In this moment, I acknowledge how I feel. And I'm going to try to be kind to myself as I'm doing my best. Even though I have all these doubts. I really want to believe in myself, but sometimes I find it really hard, like something's blocking me. And I feel small, disempowered, silly, not good enough. In this moment, I recognize that this is a human experience and that my beliefs aren't facts. And I choose to accept myself right now as much as I can. Okay, we're going to go up to the top of the head. So we're just tapping around the top of the head, nice deep breaths. If any of these points, these moves are uncomfortable for you, physically, if you've got an injury or a disability, please don't worry. You don't need to do all of the tapping in order for it to work and make a difference. Just do what you can do and adjust it as you need to. It can help to hold like this. And just repeat, feeling disempowered, not believing in myself. Tapping the inner eyebrows, just where your eyebrows begin. Sometimes I don't believe in myself. Sometimes I don't feel good. Outer eyes, just on either side, tapping, nice deep breath. I'd like to feel more confident, but I find it really hard under the eyes. So I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to, repeat and then fill in, finish the sentence. I'd like to feel more confident about. So see what comes to you. There's no right or wrong. And if you're not sure, that's okay. You can guess. Under the nose, nice deep breath, and repeat. I'd like to feel more confident about. Under the mouth. But I find it difficult to believe in myself. We're going to tap the collarbone. So it's just under the collarbone, a little soft spot on either side. And you can do it with two hands like this or one hand. Nice deep breath. I really want to believe in myself more. I want to feel empowered. If I'm really honest with myself, I don't always feel that way. Sometimes I feel, and just see what comes. How do you feel? Disempowered, small, scared. See what comes up for you and just be really gentle with yourself. Nice deep breaths. You might notice some sensations in your body or emotions coming up as you explore this, and that's really important, not to push, tense them down. You want to breathe and soften your body to help that come up. So if you feel a bit emotional or you feel a bit scared, that's okay. Acknowledge it. Notice where it is in your body and keep tapping and breathing. Under the arm, so either side is fine. We're just tapping just on the side. So if you wear a bra, it's where the bra strap is. Nice deep breath. I don't always feel confident. So you're just repeating this. Sometimes I don't believe in myself. And tapping across the wrist, either side is fine. So just tapping like this. Nice deep breath. And I'm sure there's reasons I feel this way. There's things that has happened in my life. Things that I've picked up. Other people's beliefs and ideas. Maybe it's time to let them go. So we're going to tap either side of the nail bed on the thumb, just like this. And when I say next, we go on to the next finger. So remember, if you can't do these points, for example, clients that got arthritis, these points aren't always possible. Just miss them out. You could continue to tap on this point instead. Nice deep breath. want to believe in myself more. Next finger, just tapping either side of the nail bed. But I don't always feel empowered. Next finger. I'd really like to feel empowered. Next finger. So what would you do if you felt more empowered, if you believed in yourself more? Just see if anything comes up. We'll explore this more. Next. I'd like to believe in myself more, but it's not always easy for me. Okay, relax your hands, take a breath, check in with your body, and I just want you to notice what that was like for you. Did anything come up? Did you have energy, emotions, thoughts, ideas, memories? Sometimes we have these different connections come up. As we're tapping, we're bringing the unconscious into our awareness. So if you feel a bit more intensity or emotion or whatever is going on for you, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. With EFT, we're getting this stuff to come up so it can be released, because we've been holding it in for a long time. So sometimes it means looking at things. So initially they might seem bigger, but they're going to begin to shift and move. Okay. So I want you to, if you've got pen and paper and you want to, or just mentally, to note down what came up for you. Have you got any more awareness about what's going on around your feeling, disempowered perhaps, and wanting this empowered feeling? Remember, no right or wrong. And now we're going to begin to bring in that uplifting energy. So we're going to help you to connect in with the empowerment feeling, and also the more positive and healthy, helpful beliefs. Like, how can we get on our own side? How can we be on the same team instead of fighting ourselves? Because that's kind of what we're doing, isn't it? When we don't believe in ourselves, we're creating resistance, tension in the system, a lack of flow in our mind-body connection and who we are and our authenticity. So it's quite big stuff that we're working with here. So we're going to start tapping the outside of the hand, and yes, we'll do this first before we do our visualization, just checking in with what feels right. Please do have some water if you have some. All right, so outside of the hand, again, either side is fine. Remember, softening the body, nice deep breaths. And repeat after me, even though I'd like to believe in myself more. Sometimes I doubt myself. Right now, I choose to believe in myself. I choose to have my back. I choose to explore feeling empowered. Even though I do have self-doubt and it does hold me back. It makes me feel, how does it make you feel? In this moment, I'm going to try to accept myself anyway, with all of these doubts, and remind myself that they're not facts. They're just beliefs I've picked up. And maybe I'm willing to let them go. Even though all of these doubts, all of these beliefs, all of these things that I've picked up in my life, they make me feel. How do they make you feel? How do they hold you back? Just acknowledge how they're blocking you. In this moment, I'm going to try to accept myself anyway. And I choose to consider that they are just beliefs. They're not facts. And I wonder what it would be like to feel empowered and to believe in myself even if it's just a little bit more today. I'm open to that possibility. So if you have resistance, if you're like, no, I'm not there, that's okay. Bringing in words like I'm going to try to open to the possibility. That's really good, because if we open to that just a few percent, we create that space. We can always try, right? Even if we're not 100% there. So using the language like that will really help you to resolve some of that resistance. Top of the head, a nice deep breath. And just repeat. I wonder what that would be like to believe in myself. Inner eyebrows. There's a lot of people in the world who don't believe in themselves. Outer eyes. Right now, I have compassion for myself. This is really hard. Under the eyes. It's hard not always believing in myself. And I'd like that to change. Under the nose, nice deep breath. And I might not be sure how. Part of me thinks it can't change. So you might have some stuff coming up around that. There's a lot of real heaviness around this idea of change and feeling like it's not possible for us. So just acknowledge that and breathe nice and deep. Tapping onto the mouth. And repeat. Part of me thinks it's not possible for me to believe in myself and to feel empowered. Collarbone. Maybe you can do it with both hands or just one. Nice deep breath. But what if change is possible? What if my beliefs could change and be more helpful and positive? What would those beliefs be, I wonder? I mean, you can explore that. What would those beliefs be if you were to flip so becoming aware of those difficult beliefs, maybe where you're not feeling empowered, things that you believe about yourself or the world, you can flip those. And what would the opposite be? So if you believe you're not good enough, the opposite could be, I am good enough, I am enough, I am worthy. Or if the belief is, I'm no good at something, whether it's like, I don't know, maths or socializing or being successful, then you could flip that to, I believe that I have my own version of success, or I'm working towards success. I believe that I have many skills in life. Focus on the skills that you do have and the things that you have accomplished. So we're just flipping that, creating a bit of space for focusing on what we do want, the beliefs that are helpful. We have a tendency to focus on the negative because we think that's going to help us, but it doesn't work like that. Evidence research has shown that by focusing on the positives, we are creating more of that energy. So energy goes where our focus is. Yeah. So we will grow what we focus on. So nice deep breath. And focus in on those more uplifting and helpful beliefs. And even if you don't believe them completely, I suspect that you might not believe them 100% right now. That's okay. Just open to the possibilities. So repeat, I wonder what it would be like if I did believe these things. If I did believe in myself more. If I felt empowered. Under the arm. Maybe that's alien to me. Maybe I'm worried what people would think. So I've just put that in because quite often a block we might have is around staying small can be safe because it avoids judgment. Quite often there's a worry particularly in like a culture like the British culture, maybe, where you're not meant to be like your whole self and be like confident about everything you can do and everything that you are. We might have been brought up to be much more like, refrained about that, and it might have been criticised if we were perhaps really confident. That might not be, true to you, but it might be. It's quite a common thing in people I work with. So just acknowledge and explore that. So we're going to tap across the wrist, nice deep breath. I wonder what it would be like to feel empowered in my life. Tapping the thumb, either side of the nail bed, that's it. But I don't know how to do that. Next finger. I've never really believed in myself. Or it might be a specific thing that you're dealing with today. It might be an overall sense of not believing in yourself, or it might be a specific thing that you're being challenged with in your life. Next finger. I'd like to feel empowered and confident. Next finger. But right now, maybe I don't. Next finger. But I'm open to changing this. Change is possible. Top of the head, nice deep breath. Change is possible. People change all the time. Inner eyebrows. In fact, neuroscience has shown us that the brain can change, no matter our age or our circumstance. So I acknowledge my old beliefs, and I choose to believe in myself more. Under the eyes. I choose to feel more empowered. And remember, just a few percent of feeling more empowered is change. That is enough. Under the nose. I still have some resistance. I don't always believe in myself. Under the mouth. But I am open to change. Maybe I could believe in myself, even if it's a little bit more today. So tapping just under the collarbone, nice deep breath. And repeat. I've not always believed in myself. And that's caused me problems. And you might be acknowledging some of that history, those stories, the past, what you've experienced around that. And just really have a nice deep breath, supporting yourself with that. It's not your fault. And repeat. Right now, I'm open to the possibility of believing in myself, of forming new beliefs that help me feel empowered, even if it's just a little bit more. I wonder what that would feel like for me. To enter a room and feel confident. To do a new task and believe in myself. Remember, any resistance coming up, that's okay, just keep tapping and breathing. But if you are connecting with this possibility, you might feel a bit of excitement, opening, really go with that. Really let yourself tune into that feeling as much as you can. We'll take that into the visualization in a moment. And I want you to repeat these new beliefs that you're playing with. Remember, even if you don't believe them completely, we're going to repeat them. And as we do that, we're going to sort of stick out our chests. So we're just giving ourselves a bit of a more empowered stance. So we're just pulling back our shoulders, sticking out our chest, making ourselves taking up a bit more space as we do this, and we tap. Nice deep breath. And I want you to repeat some of those new possible beliefs about yourself, the world, your life. that help you feel empowered. So just repeating them in this stance. And I'll just offer some that you might like to explore too. I believe that I am capable. I believe that I am good enough. I have many skills. I have many attributes that are unique to me. And there's nobody else quite like me. And I choose to remember that. I've achieved many things in my life. I learned to walk as a child. I made new friends at school. I changed schools. I learned new subjects. I learned to talk. And of course, all of these are very general, so just make them as specific to you as possible. I chose to come to this session and open to something new. And I believe in myself a little bit more today, maybe a lot more. See what feels good for you. Okay, and relax your body. Go back to a comfortable position. Under the arm. I'd like to believe in myself more. I think that I'm doing just fine. I'm only human. Tapping the wrist. And I choose to recognize that the beliefs I hold about myself, they're not facts. And I can choose to believe something better. Either side of the thumb. I can choose what I want to believe about myself. That might be a new idea. Next finger. And I choose to be kind to myself. Next finger. I came into this world a little baby, and I picked up all of these beliefs. Next finger. And a lot of them weren't mine. A lot of them weren't true. Next finger. And I'm open to growing new beliefs that are empowering and healthy and uplifting. Okay. Rest your hands, take a breath. Well done. So I want you just to, again, if you've got pen and paper or maybe just mentally noting it, what came up for you? What was that like to explore that possibility? And if you did have resistance to, shifting those beliefs, that's okay. Remember, meet yourself where you are. You can keep tapping on those beliefs, bringing in that self-compassion and deep breathing. But note down, you might have had some awarenesses that will be really good to journal on later, or just to let them do their thing in the unconscious, and it will all work out. It's kind of going on behind the scenes. What we do in these sessions, you might feel changes and shifts immediately in the session, whether that's like just seeing something differently, which we call a cognitive shift, or a different feeling in your body. You might feel lighter, or more relaxed. We also have shifts throughout the coming days and weeks. So you might just notice that you feel a bit more empowered, or a bit more open to approaching things in your thought patterns differently. How you talk to yourself, for example. So it's so much easier. Life is so much easier when we're on our own side. But obviously, that's not always easy, depending on our personal circumstances and the life path that we've got. So we're going to do a bit of that visualization to help you sort of move forwards in this process. So I want you to make sure you are as comfortable as you can be. And most people are very visual, but not everybody. So we will focus on the visual for this because it is sort of a key tool with NLP and what we're going to do. But if that doesn't work for you, please use the senses that work for you. So bring in auditory, bring in sound, bring in kinesthetic, which is the sensing, the feeling, even taste and smell, they're great too. The main thing is that we feel it in the body as much as possible. All right. So taking some nice deep breaths, remember, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep doing a few of those, closing your eyes, and I want you just to ground yourself. So what we did at the start, notice your body, the sensations, your hands, your feet. And just bring yourself inward to those sensations. And any distractions or thoughts, that's okay. Just bring yourself back. And I want you to use that wonderful imagination. And I want you to see yourself at a time in the future. It might be weeks, months, years, or just hours. But I want you to see yourself, or to connect with this idea of yourself looking empowered and confident and content, believing in yourself, the way that you want to be. And I want you to see your facial expression if you can. How do you look? Are you smiling? Are you relaxed? Look at your body posture, the empowered body posture, how you're holding yourself. You might note what you're wearing, your appearance. There might be a healthy glow around you. And you can reflect on those beliefs, like, what would it be like for you to have those beliefs that you've been exploring, those helpful, healthy, and positive beliefs about yourself? How would that affect you? Imagine if you've been believing those beliefs for days and weeks and years. What might that be like? You might be doing something you've wanted to do for ages that you never thought you could. Just see what comes to you. And I want you to use, again, your wonderful imagination, the power of your mind, to really embody this. So really let yourself bring those feelings and sensations of empowerment and self-belief, that future you, bring that into your present body. So it might be a warm glow in your heart and your tummy. It might be this posture that feels tall. It might be just a bit of a shift, a change. Just notice that and embody that. Maybe it's an excitement, a possibility. And I also want you to continue connecting to that image of you, and imagine somebody's turning a dial up. So all of the images become stronger. However you look becomes more vibrant. You might see yourself come closer so you can see even more clearly. The colors, the clarity, the facial expression might become stronger. You might see a glowing light, really turning it up as much as possible. And take some nice deep breaths. And I want you to just think, whilst you're still connecting to that, what one small action could you do today that would help you move one step closer to that future you? So I'm going to say that again. What one small action can you take today that will help you move a step closer to that version of you? I'll give you some ideas. It might be how you hold your body and your posture. For example, how you enter a room. It might be how you choose to speak to somebody from a place of more confidence. It might be catching your thought patterns and choosing a new belief. It might be writing out all the new beliefs that have come up for you today that you would like to choose, and you might note them down every day. So you're writing out these beliefs, making that new connection. And it just takes a few minutes to make that list every day about the beliefs that you want to choose. It might be by doing the session again to embed even more these changes of empowerment. Whatever comes to you, trust your instinct. One small action doesn't have to be huge, it can be really small. Doing something that, helps you feel worthy. How would you behave if you did have these beliefs about yourself? Note that. And I want you to also connect with this idea of how you'll feel on the other side of doing that action. of completing that action. So this is something that if we do it every day, remember it can take just 5 to 10 minutes of connecting in with that image of your future self and a small action. 5 to 10 minutes every day, and that will really shift things, that will really change things. I see it in people, I see it in myself. So give that a go and see how you find it. We'd love to hear your feedback. But the main thing is to take that small action, connect in with the possibility of those new beliefs and empowerment. Because life will get a lot easier and lighter if we can shift even just a few of those beliefs. And you deserve that. You absolutely deserve that experience and to live more of the life that you want. Okay, so well done. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to drink plenty of water, fluids today, because we've done a lot of healing and shifting. If you've had emotions coming up, please take really good care of yourself. So do what you need to do. Have a nice cup of tea, maybe make a phone call, do something that's going to feel really nourishing and comforting. It's really important that you don't tense up and resist and fight anything that's coming up. Try not to make anything wrong around any previous beliefs or beliefs that are still, lingering. Things don't change overnight. We've built these up over a long period of time. But through these exercises we've done today, we can begin to shift and create new pathways. So it's repetition, showing up, repeating, that will change these beliefs for you. All right. Thank you so much. I look forward to sharing another session with you soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, nice deep breaths, soften the body, and take really good care of yourself. All right. Bye for now. Thank you.